We're doing NBA player props here on PrizePicks for Wednesday, March 15th. Before I get started, there is a link in the description below to sign up for PrizePicks, or you can use promo code TUFF to sign up. PrizePicks will match 100% of your first deposit. There is a Discord link in the description where the main server is completely free. We do also have the Patreon link in the description where I do post all the plays here that I'm making on PrizePicks for each given sport that I do play. I do need to mention I'm not a gambling expert. This is not financial advice, simply just plays I'm personally looking at making. Hopefully giving you guys some insight and analysis to make your own player prop decisions here. But let's get into it, you guys. We have a decent slice slate today on the NBA Wednesday. I believe 7 games, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games on the slate. I believe yesterday we had like 8. So looking at 2 plays here on today's slate that I like. Let's not waste any time, you guys. Let's just get right into it. The first one is going to be D'Angelo Russell. This will pop up for me. Probably need to put D'Angelo Russell, and I'm targeting his over 39.5 fantasy score against the Houston Rockets. Kind of simple thought process behind this. No Anthony Davis tonight for the Lakers. So Lakers coming off a second half of a back-to-back here. They are going to be 3.5-point home favorites here on the road. The Rockets, they've been playing better as of late, right? It seems like these games that they're in have been kind of close. Kevin Porter Jr. being back definitely helps them. Sengun is looking like he's questionable tonight, but Lakers are going to be 3.5-point road favorites here, 230 over under here, so it should be a high scoring game. Both these teams like to play fast, and both these teams I wouldn't say play great defense. But taking a look at D'Angelo Russell now at 39.5 fantasy, he's hit the over on this in 2 of his last 3 games. 3 of these games obviously with Anthony Davis, 46.5, 51, and then 36.5. His last game last night against New Orleans, where he kind of took a backseat to Anthony Davis. But taking a look here, Houston Rockets over the last 15 games here give up the second most fantasy points to the point guard position. You guys know we've been targeting point guards against the Rockets all season long. Most points to the point guard position, 6th most assists to the point guard position, 3rd most three-pointers made to the point guard position, 5th most blocks, and overall, like I said, 2nd most fantasy points to the point guard position on the season. Now, D'Angelo Russell in games this season, obviously he hasn't played a ton of games. He only played 3 games now with LeBron and Anthony Davis off the court together. In 16.8 minute sample size, D'Angelo's averaging 51.3 fantasy points. Now, I'm not saying he's going to go off for 51.3 fantasy points because this is an extremely small sample size in only 16.8 minutes, and this is per 36 minutes here. But D'Angelo Russell is the key and the engine to this offense. I mean, he had these 2 games here with Anthony Davis. He went off for 28, 5, and 9 with 1 steal and 4 turnovers, had 46 fantasy points. And that was with Anthony Davis, and then had this same here against the Knicks where he went off for 33, 5, and 8. With 51 fantasy points with Anthony Davis as well. So without Anthony Davis, obviously Anthony Davis, massive usage. I expect D'Angelo Russell to have a very, very good game tonight. We look at point guards here. Fantasy score against the Rockets recently. Damian Lillard had 85. Halliburton had 58. Fox had 56. Jamal Murray had 46. John Morant had 44.9. So, I mean, we know point guards can fill it up pretty easily against the Houston Rockets. If we take a look at D'Angelo, over the last 5 games of players that are playing tonight, D'Angelo is 6th highest fantasy points per minute. He's averaging 1.33 fantasy points per minute over his last 5 games here, which is higher than Tatum, Harden, Anthony Edwards, Kyrie Irving, Steph Curry, Zach LaVine, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. So in a spot here, and I mean in his last 5, all with Anthony Davis as well. So his usage should go up tremendously without Anthony Davis. I mean, if we take a look at this, we take Anthony Davis on the floor here. Just over the last 11 games or so. I mean, Anthony Davis is seeing a 30.2 usage percentage, right? 30.2 usage going up to other players here. We take a look at D'Angelo Russell here, just with LeBron off of the court over the last 5 games in a 113-minute sample size. He is averaging 48.5 fantasy points per 36 minutes. So I expect D'Angelo to play around that amount of minutes tonight here. 34 is his projection, which should be a close game. Again, Houston at home has been playing better as of late. Lakers been playing a lot better as of late. So I like D'Angelo Russell over 39.5 fantasy as the first play. And then the second one I'm targeting is going to be Kyle Anderson. And I'm targeting his over 4.5 assists. Now, this has been like a baby wagon for us, honestly. I mean, he's hit in his last 3 of his last 5 games, but his last 2 games he's had 11 and 12 assists. So really locking in as a playmaker here for Minnesota. And taking a look at this matchup here, Boston versus Minnesota at home for Minnesota, which helps Minnesota's chances here. Boston coming off a tough L against Houston, so they're looking to obviously bounce back. Boston is going to be 5-point favorites here. The over-under is at 233.5, so a pretty high over-under here. Rudy Gobert currently questionable. I mean, Naz Reid is questionable as well, but Rudy Gobert plays or doesn't play, I like Kyle Anderson's spot here. If we take a look at his game log this season, like I said, coming off back-to-back games of 12 assists and 11 assists, and over those 2 games, he's averaging only 10.5 potential assists and more assists than potential assists, which is crazy. You never really see this, but it goes to show you the position that Kyle Anderson's in. He is getting his teammates in spots with high conversion rates, right? He's getting these guys in position to score and getting them easy opportunities, right? You see players sometimes, they'll have like 20 potential assists and only have 9 assists. So Kyle Anderson, seeing that he does not having massive potential assists, but having more assists than potential, really like my chances here for him to get 5 for us tonight. Really, he's doing a lot with the amount of opportunities that he's given. We take a look at just his game log this season, though. I mean, we break this down to at home. Obviously, teams shoot better at home, which should help Kyle Anderson's chances here. 11, 6, 8. 6, 5, 6, 6, 10. I mean, it's kind of all over the place. Decent hit rate, honestly, in my opinion, over his last 25 games here. About half we're looking at this. But I like the matchup, honestly. I mean, specifically to the power forward position, it's not like the Celtics give up a ton of assists. But to point guards, the Celtics have been giving up over the last 15 the second most assists to the point guard position. And Kyle Anderson is a playmaker, right? He initiates a ton of offense in the half-court set. I mean, they have Mike Conley as well, but I mean, if you watch the games, Kyle Anderson is creating a bunch of offense in the half court, which, I mean, really goes well and applies to, kind of what point guards do against teams. So, I mean, we saw Kevin Porter Jr. I think he just had 13 assists. Trae Young had 13. Darius Garland had 12. Dinwiddie 8. Lillard 8. Quickly 7. So, for a player like Kyle Anderson, who is obviously a pass-first player here, I like the odds as well. Let's actually refresh this to see if this is bumped at all for us or these lines have changed. Yeah, he's over 4.5 minus 156, over 4.5 minus 145. He's at 5.5 on some other sports books as well. So I think we get great value here at 4.5 for Kyle Anderson. I'm probably expecting this to bump up as well here. So I like these 2 plays. Kyle Anderson over 4.5 assists. D'Angelo Russell over 39.5 fantasy. Again, let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about these 2 plays. Drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and as always, let's cash.